When I was 10 years old, it was 1968. And I remember my father, who is a man I admired probably more than any other man alive, a man who dedicated his life to education and healing. He was a psychiatrist and a theologian. He had great trepidation about the state of our country. He saw increasing racism and division. He saw increasing filth in our communities. He saw war and talked about it. He saw the transfer of wealth to a select few and a select few corporations, and that was being encouraged by the way our government was set up. And of course, I didn't realize all of that at 10 years old, but through high school, I came to understand what he was talking about. But he also was a great patriot. He had great faith in people. He had great faith in America. And I know that his optimism always won out against these pessimistic trends that he had noted. He believed that people were essentially good and would come together and fix these problems, if not now, but in the near future. That same year in 1968, in Vietnam, a young captain jumped out of a helicopter in one of the defining moments of the Vietnam War in Khe Sanh. And because of the inexperience of a soldier next to him, a grenade was dropped, and that young captain, reached down to pick it up and was blown to pieces. He lost an arm and 2 legs. And he came back from Vietnam and started his healing, and really, what could be worse for a patriot than to be blown apart in an accident for no apparent reason and to be fighting in a war that seemed to have no apparent point. Well, he fought back from his injuries, and under President Carter became the youngest leader of our Veterans Association, brought in programs to support all of the wounded from Vietnam. He went on from there to become, previous to that, he had been a state senator in Georgia. He went on to become Secretary of State of the state of Georgia, and from there he ran for the U.S. Senate, and against all odds, he won that seat. In 2002, he was up for re-election. And after everything he had sacrificed for this country, and all the good things he had done for veterans, and all of the things he had done for the American people and the Democratic Party, he was put up by the people who ran the Republican Party in an ad with comparing him and pictured side by side with Osama bin Laden. And he lost that race. And he had to actually go back into the VA to recover from the wounds of that election. In 2004, the same thing happened with John Kerry. So, after 2002, that was a defining moment in my life because the Republicans took all over the complete government, and we saw what happened: economic disaster and war all over the world. So that's why I'm running, because we need a future for this district and this country. Look 10 years down the road. Who is going to lead this country and this district? Do we have a leader as a representative for this district who has any vision for the future? What will our district look like 10, 20 years from now when our children grow up? Will our graduation rates be any higher? Will our community be safer? Will our open spaces be protected? What's it going to look like? Are we going to have the same brown air I see when I fly in here? The water quality, or are we going to even have enough water to use? A representative could help with regional solutions to our water problems here in our district. A representative could bring new energy jobs in that are flooding into the 1st, the 4th, and the 7th district, but aren't coming to our district. I talk to people in Highlands Ranch. They say, oh, we have great wealth in our community, and we do. We have a great future in our country. We have great wealth. But where does that wealth come from? Does it come from Highlands Ranch? Or does it come from the tech center and the well-being of Denver and the well-being of our state? Do companies want to come in here and operate in a metropolitan area where kids are walking the street without education? They don't have the technological background to be hired? Where are we going to be 10 years when our kids graduate from college or from high school? Are they going to be prepared to take those new technology jobs? If they join the military, will they be fighting in just causes overseas? What is it going to look like? And is our representative doing anything to address those problems? Well, I don't believe he is.